coming up is New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 19, New Japan's annual biggest event of the year, starting off the year January 4th for Japan, 3rd for me in California. But about 5 hours after this goes up at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on New Year's Eve, I will also be uploading my Wrestle Dynasty predictions, which Wrestle Dynasty, if you don't know, occurs the day after Wrestle Kingdom. Very excited for both of these events. And now we are going over the Wrestle Kingdom match card. We will start off with the kickoff show. We'll start off with the kickoffs, New Japan Ranbo. This is a traditional New Japan Tokyo Dome match. There are higher stakes in this one. In the last few years, it would determine the 4 entrants in a 4-way for the King of Pro Wrestling title, which Great Khan just declared was retired. So in his last act as the final King of Pro Wrestling champion, he decided to make the winner of this New Japan Ranbo be the recipient of an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship shot. This Battle Royal style match is always a mystery. We don't know how many people are going to be in the match. We don't know who the entrants are going to be. It's all a mystery, but we'll find out at that point in time. And due to the fact that I don't know who will be competing in the match, I can't really predict for this one. So I don't know who's going to be in this match, so I'll just say like Toru Yano or something. I don't just Toru Yano. I'll say Toru Yano. I don't know who's going to be in the match. First match of the main card we have for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, a Tokyo Terror ladder match between the Intergalactic Jet Setters in Kevin Knight and Kushida, Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles, Bullet Club War Dogs, Jula Maloney and Clark Connors, and Catch 2-2 with TJP and Francesco Akira. Now this is a lot of teams in this ladder match here. The Ichiban Sweet Boys won the Super Junior Tag League match, which earned them a shot against Kushida and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight won a rematch against Catch 2-2 since they lost to them during the tournament. Clark Connors and Jula Maloney forced themselves into this match physically, as the War Dogs do. So they made the 4-way. This will be very entertaining. I would like to see if the Intergalactic Jet Setters don't retain for Catch 2-2 to become the champions. Next, for the IWGP Women's Championship, we have Mayu Iwatani versus Azumi. They have a singles record of 3-1 Mayu. This will be the first time in 2 years that the IWGP Women's Championship is defended in Wrestle Kingdom. Mayu is only the third woman to hold the championship, and she's had it for well over a year now. Mayu herself wasn't very happy that it wasn't defended last year at Wrestle Kingdom, so she was determined to make 2024 the year of Mayu Iwatani. She did that. She had a great run in 2024. She had an amazing match against Momo Watanabe at her historic crossover. Loved that match. So obviously with her career itself, she deserves a spot in the Tokyo Dome. But she didn't have a challenger, so Azumi stepped up, which I do feel like Mayu Iwatani has had a fair length reign with her IWGP Women's Championship. And Azumi would be a good change of hands, but something very strong is telling me Mayu Iwatani retains here, so I'm going to go with Mayu Iwatani for this match. These two are legends already. Azumi's a legend. She's only in her early 20s. She might barely be older than me. Yeah, maybe a year older than me, but her ring ability is untouchable. Same with Mayu Iwatani. Next up, we have for the New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Championship, Ren Narita versus Jeff Cobb versus Ryohei Oiwa versus El Phantasmo. I believe at New Japan Power Struggle, Ryohei Oiwa confronted Ren Narita and expressed his, I think it was frustrations with Narita and House of Torture's tactics and their style of tactics, and demanded to challenge for his NJPW World TV Championship after Jeff Cobb would have lost it, and he would get himself in the mix since he lost in a 3-way thanks to the tactics of Ren Narita. He wants revenge and he wants his belt back. Set a 15-minute 3-way match for the Tokyo Dome for this match, and then in Korakuen Hall stole a win in a 3-way tag team match. Jado showed up in a full Santa Claus outfit with a gift, and it was El Phantasmo's glasses, and El Phantasmo returned, which before El Phantasmo was out with his health issue. He remembered that he was assaulted for refusing to join House of Torture in summer. And now he's joining the 4-way matchup against House of Torture and the TV champion. And I feel that it would be a very moment to have El Phantasmo win the New Japan World TV Championship off of Ren Narita for that reason alone. The next match we have is a Lumberjack match between Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. Their singles record against each other is 4-3. This is the ace and president of New Japan Pro Wrestling against the King of Darkness, Evil, who is claiming that he is the true president and arbiter of justice. Tanahashi had called a press conference due to the fans not being happy with House of Torture's multiple interferences during their matches. Tanahashi said he'd take care of the issue at its root. The Evil upset that he said that, and Tanahashi set out to put down House of Torture. And then when Tanahashi announced that on his anniversary he would be retiring from active competition on January 4th, 2026, Evil immediately confronts Tanahashi in front of the media and says he was going to retire Tanahashi a year early, which would be at this upcoming Wrestle Kingdom. And then Tanahashi said that if Evil wants him gone so bad, then he would put a career on the line early, but only on the condition that they have a Lumberjack match to settle it. So I don't think I have to go too far more in depth about why I think Tanahashi should win this match. I think Tanahashi's going to win the match, quite simply. There's no way they have Evil go over this. I just can't see it. Next we have for the Never Openweight Championship and the AEW International Championship, since Konosuke Takeshita is still the International Champion by retaining against Will Hobbs. It will be title for title. The Never Openweight Champion Shingo Takagi and the AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita really blew up these last couple years in popularity around the world, and in DDT and AEW he's been presented as a big old threat. Well, as a matter of fact, a big young threat. The addition of him being in the G1 Climax and outperforming a lot of the tenured veterans in the G1 Climax made it so that everybody wanted to see Takeshita back in New Japan at some point, which we did just see him at Strong Style Evolved there, and we will be seeing him again in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom 19 and possibly Wrestle Dynasty, because at Fighting Spirit Unleashed, Takeshita returned and a challenge was issued between him and Shingo Takagi. It was also declared that Tomohiro Ishii will be facing the winner the next night at Wrestle Dynasty for both titles. Next up we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Douki versus El Desperado. Record to be 4-1. Desperado. I don't recall Douki. Douki's done a lot this year, and I don't recall him ever being on a main card match in the Tokyo Dome till this match right here where he's going in as champion. As soon as Douki beat Hiromu Takahashi in February and then had a crazy run in the Best of Super Junior tournament, and then Douki went on to beat a bunch of the Junior Heavyweight Division's top people. He beat the returning Master Wato, Taiji Ishimori, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Sho, and Desperado's just returning from injury. So he stepped up to challenge Douki at the Tokyo Dome. This is not the same situation. They encountered each other in June. Douki's no longer the underdog, and I feel like that was the main thing from the past matches. He was an underdog the whole time. So even when he first beat him at New Japan Seoul, it was an upset, and it was a surprise to everybody. But he's no longer the underdog, and he's planning to prove himself against El Desperado in the Tokyo Dome. For that moment, I do believe Douki should win against El Desperado. Next we have, for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji. They are 2-1 against each other. Tsuji with 2, Finlay with 1. This will be, I believe, David Finlay's 5th defense of the championship in his second reign, which Finlay first earned the belt in a 3-way match at the Tokyo Dome last year against Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley after the inception of this championship. After winning it for a second time, at this point he's beat like Goto, Yoshihashi, Taichi, but Yota Tsuji has beaten David Finlay twice in the G1 just last summer. Finlay actually challenged Tsuji for his own championship at the Tokyo Dome this time around, which is not common to see. Now, if Yota Tsuji goes on to beat David Finlay for this championship at Wrestle Kingdom, he will go on to Wrestle Dynasty to face Scapegoat Jack Perry for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And if David Finlay is to retain here against Yota Tsuji, he will go on to face Brody King at Wrestle Dynasty. Part of me does feel that Yota Tsuji wins here and then Jack Perry wins at Wrestle Dynasty. But other than that, I do feel a David Finlay retain here and a David Finlay retain at Wrestle Dynasty. Either Yota Tsuji wins here and loses next, or David Finlay wins here and wins next. Next up we have Tetsuya Naito versus Hiromu Takahashi. This, after 15 years, is their first time facing each other one-on-one. Respectively, they've been heavyweight and junior heavyweight champions, trained together. Well, Naito trained Takahashi quite a bit, all the way to like this year. It did seem in like the pandemic that Naito and Takahashi were going to face off at a point, but the pandemic canceled that bout, and they couldn't really align until they were till World Tag League this year, which they would go on to win the World Tag League. And then Naito explained his dream match to Takahashi. Takahashi accepted, and now these teammates are going to face off in the Tokyo Dome, mentor and protege, one-on-one for the first time ever. I do not know who wins this match, honestly. I do feel like Hiromu Takahashi comes out with the win this time around. But it is still Tetsuya Naito, and you can never doubt Tetsuya Naito's ability. But at this point, it's been a decade and a half, and they both likely know each other's game plans, front and back. So, I'm going to predict Hiromu Takahashi. And for the main event, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Zack Sabre Jr. vs. Shota Umino. If Shota Umino is to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship off of Zack Sabre Jr. here, he will defend against Claudio Castagnoli at Wrestle Dynasty. And if Zack Sabre Jr. is to retain here against Shota Umino, he will defend against Ricochet at Wrestle Dynasty. They are 2-2. This is a rubber match. This will be the first time on a New Japan card at the Tokyo Dome in 2 decades, and the first time on January 4th since 1995, the main event of a Wrestle Kingdom sees 2 first-time ever headliners face off. This is a long overdue Zack Sabre Jr. World Heavyweight Championship reign. He's been verbally acknowledged, physically acknowledged, but he has never held the big one. And now he's got the big one. He won the G1 Climax. He promised the G1 victory and the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship victory, delivered on both in 2024. And he is planning on doing what no non-Japanese person has done in 19 Wrestle Kingdoms. And he wants to end the night victorious in the main event. Far and over earned his spot. Over to Shota Umino, who has been pressured really hard after saying he's going to become the new ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's now the youngest headliner of a Tokyo Dome since Okada, like 11 years ago. You could see, you've been able to see Umino figuring out who he is as he goes. He's taken a lot of influence from Tanahashi and Naito and Jon Moxley, and even Will Ospreay, visibly. Like, you see it on him, you can see it in his movements and his in-ring style. He's got 2 in a row clean over Zack Sabre Jr. But he was also booed at his Tokyo Dome challenge when Ricochet showed up to challenge at Wrestle Dynasty. So Shota Umino is in the Tokyo Dome fighting against pressure, Zack Sabre Jr. and himself. Seemingly the biggest match of Shota Umino's career up to this point. Oh, I should probably run this back. I can personally see Zack Sabre Jr. retaining here, not because I'm against Shota Umino's push, but I do feel that he needs to beat Jon Moxley before he gets the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I feel personally that he should beat all of his mentors before he gets the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Anybody that has influenced him, I feel like he should beat before he gets the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And that's Wrestle Kingdom. Therefore, please wait 5 hours and then head over to that next video with my Wrestle Dynasty predictions. Like this video, subscribe to this channel because I said so, or else I'm on you, and get off of my video.